Hey, good morning. I got my little, I don't know what you want to call this thing. What would you call this thing? You wouldn't call it no fanny pack. Looks like a pair of panties though, but anyways, it's my little thing for my helper. Oop, there's my helper. Baby Yoda. I wanted to see if all my helpers, if they fit. Baby Yoda, I think is going to fit. It's just perfect for him. Any bigger than Baby Yoda, not gonna fit, but yeah, he fits in that just comfortable. Yeah, I can give him a little pet on the head and tell him he's a good little Baby Yoda. Give him a kiss. Today, I want to talk about families, but I want to get my games first. I want to talk about everyone's favorite Uno. I just happen to have this is a plain Uno. It does. This is actually not the very first kind of Uno. This is like a second version. It's basically the same as Uno, but it is now with customized wild cards. In other words, they're blank. See that in the back? Kind of shows you a picture. They're blank cards, and you write on them what you want to do. You know, if somebody draws a card, you know, you might put maybe let's see, well, let me think of something that they haven't thought of yet. They've already thought of changing hands with a person. I've seen Uno like that. Shuffle hand. Yep, that was one that they give an example of. If you could be funny, you could put kiss your neighbor. You know, I don't know. You know, you could actually use that like as a real funny, you know, touch your nose or put peanut butter on your nose, or you could come up with some crazy things to do that would kind of make it very fun, funny game. But yeah, that's that one. And I just happen to have another one because I got an Uno collection. So there's a lot of Uno out there, versions out there now. Let's see, I can think of a couple off the top of my head. Uno, I've got them tucked away someplace. I'll bring them out one of these, because I got to go through my totes here, and I got a few in my totes, and I'll use them for another video. But the Mario version. It says here, it does have includes a special rule, includes a special rule. I haven't opened it, saving it, so, you know, for my collection. So the better, when you're saving or collecting something, the better condition it's in, the more valuable it is if I decide to sell them. But I don't. Hopefully I'll get my museum going a couple of years. You know, my goal is to get some kind of museum going, you know, before I retire. Hopefully that happens, you know. But anyways, I want to talk a little bit about families. Families are important. Excuse me. I want to tell you a story. It's kind of a personal story of mine, and I ain't going to name no names. I don't even know if the person remembers it happening. But one day, well, a little bit more. You know, I've got a family. My family's a little bit about my family. You know, I've got one brother and three sisters. Got one younger sister and two older sisters. My older sister right now is in prison. Some people have relatives that are in prison. I just happen to have a relative that's in prison. She shot somebody. There's circumstances behind that. Basically, she thought that this guy was molesting her grandchild, and The law wasn't doing nothing about it after being reported a few different times, and she took matters into her own hands. Um, it's sad. Um, I don't, I don't, want to, I'm kind of trying to stay neutral on it because, you know, I don't know I've heard, but I don't really know. Unless you're that person, you really don't know the full circumstances behind it. And so, I feel it's sad. Um, she has life in prison with no chance of parole. I don't think that's right, to a certain degree. A lot of people, they kill somebody and they get out in 10 years, especially nowadays. Um, this happened probably maybe about 5, 6 years ago. I can't remember exactly the date, but it might be 10 years ago. Yeah. So, I still love her, and I probably don't call her as much as I should, but I do communicate once in a while, and I'll have to let her know about my videos. Maybe she'll get a chance to watch them. So I'll do that here shortly, I think. Let her know that, because I'm sure in prison they can access YouTube, I would think, with all the computers and stuff they have. Anyways, that's my older sister. My second to the oldest sister, this is a story. I don't even know if I should say that, but I love her, and I don't want her to feel like I'm saying anything bad, because she may or may not see this video. But I never really said anything to her, but maybe it's time that she, kind of knows, and maybe she does remember, maybe she doesn't remember. A lot of times you don't remember, it just goes, it happens. But one day I was over with my daughter, my youngest daughter, and we were visiting. We went over and tried to visit my older sister, which they lived right on the same property, basically. Well, my mother had 40 acres and she died, and my one sister had bought some property before she died on this side, and my other sister bought a little bit of property on this side. And anyway, and then once the family member dies like that, especially a mother or sibling, the siblings tend to fight over things. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. Too many bad things happen when a parent dies. It's sad that we have to think about it that way. And oh, I want this, I want that, I want this. Some people can settle. I might have wanted a couple things from my mother's stuff, but you know what? I still wasn't that worried about it. If I got something, I got something. I'm just that type of person. I didn't feel it was right the way they treated my youngest sister. And I kind of told that, but I didn't. And it's not my fault. I didn't stick up for her like I probably should have. And I didn't know what was going on. Part of it is because I didn't know what was going on until it already happened. My younger sister was towards the end of my mother's life. She was taking care of her and living at the trailer. And then when she passed away, there was something about a will and how the trailer was going to go to my sister. And then they somebody got nitpicky about it. Well, it says just a trailer. You don't get no property or nothing. You have to move the trailer. You want the trailer, for goodness sakes. If it had been me, I'd have been glad to let her take the acre, a little bit of property. I don't care. I'm not that selfish of an individual. And I have no ill feelings towards anybody. And sometimes you have ill feelings towards somebody, that's what you do. You lash out at them when you know, when your parents die. Um, so it's yeah, it's crazy. But I went to visit my other sister over here. She wasn't home. I drove over there to the other sister, came to the door, and she obviously was upset, and maybe she had good reason to be, but she handled her emotions wrongly. She told me to, because maybe she seen me drive by and go to visit. She got jealous. You know, jealousy. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But I wasn't worried about it. But she told me and my younger daughter to get off her property and don't come back again. We hadn't done nothing except knock on the door. And, you know, I felt sad about that. But I also knew that she had something going on. You know what I'm saying? And I could have very well have taken that and, oh, yeah, could have spouted off some words to her, and I'll never come back here again. You could do all that, but your actions in moments like that are what's important. I said, okay, and I took my daughter. We left, and I tried to explain it to my daughter the best way I could. That was a hard thing for me to do, to explain to a young kid about something like that, especially your children. I wanted to be a good example to them, and you know, I just did my best to try and explain it to her, and I knew that over time, you know, time heals all wounds if you let it, and I let it. And you know, maybe a week, month later, you know, we were back over visiting with her, and she didn't even remember that it happened. You know, I never got no apology, no nothing, but that's okay. I still was able to be with my sister and visit with her and share more memories and do more things. Families are very important, and if you let little things like that get in between you, you can destroy your family. And before you know it, you're all by yourself with no family, maybe a couple friends, but no real immediate family. And so sometimes you just got to suck it up and forgive. There's other instances of that's happened in my family and things, but some people in my family just can't forgive their siblings for some of the stuff they've done, and that's sad. But I love all my family. I try and do my best for anybody, and yeah. If your family's what you got, that's what eternity is all about. That's what's living with your Heavenly Father, returning back to your heavenly family. And you got an earthly family here that turns into your heavenly family in heaven. Take care of them and forgive them. And that's my message for today. Thank you.